Hi everyone, Miss Katherine here. Are you ready to make some smoothies? Me too. Okay, so in the past we've done a smoothie program in the library where I just provide tons of stuff and you can make whatever smoothies you want and you can share the recipes with everyone there and they get a chance to try it. But this year we can't do that, so I am issuing a challenge for you to create your own smoothie at home and share the recipe. Okay, so for today, I'm gonna put together one myself, but I'd love to hear what you did to make yours. Now, you can put a lot of different things in smoothies, and so you can use like one of these little magic bullet things, or if you have a bigger blender. Some people like to put ice in their smoothies. I don't. I feel like it waters it down, but I do like to use frozen fruit, which helps it get nice and cold. Without adding the extra water. So, I'm going to use some blueberries. Blueberries for sale. No, okay. So, and there are some folks that like to do an exact measurement. I like to play fast and loose. I like to have a lot of different flavors going on, and honestly for me, no two smoothies are exactly alike for the way that I make them. So, I'm also going to add in a banana, because I'd like to add that extra protein. Plus it makes the smoothie a little bit thicker. Not so much that you can't drink it, but enough to give it a little bit of a heft to it, for lack of a better way to put it. So, and obviously you're going to adjust how much you put in depending on how many people are having smoothies with you. All right? So, I'm going to add in half a banana. I would also like to add in some yogurt. Again, it makes it a little bit thicker, a little bit creamier, gives it a little bit more substance, gets that protein in there. You can use whatever kind of yogurt you'd like. This one is a Greek yogurt, plain flavored. If you wanted to do a vanilla or, anything like that as well, you can. Now you don't want to put in too much because, again, you don't want it to be so thick though that you can't drink it. Yogurt. Now let's see. I'm going to add in a little bit of milk to mine. Now, depending on what you're mixing in, you could choose to do an orange juice or something like that. I just want a little bit of milk. Again, keeps it from getting too thick. Gives it a little bit of motion. And you know what? I want some peanut butter in there because peanut butter and banana is delicious. So, where's my spoon? I just used it. I used it for my yogurt. Okay, so I'm going to add some peanut butter in there. Again, you don't want to go too much. What's really nice about smoothies is you can start it, and especially if it's just for you, or if you're doing this with friends, you don't have to, you can always add later. And anyone who's come to one of my smoothie programs understands you often have to add or make adjustments because you might think something is going to taste fantastic and you put it together and you just realize it needs a little something more. I'm also going to add in some honey, just a little bit. I like to keep my smoothies from having too many extra sugars, like chocolates and stuff like that. Some people, you can make that. It does verge a little bit more on a milkshake, but there's all sorts of different things you can put in smoothies. I also challenge you to consider trying different spices or herbs or maybe even a vegetable. I'm not serious. I'm not joking. I'm completely serious. You could use spinach, depending on the kind of smoothie you want, and you can play around with the flavors as well. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more milk just to be on the safe side. But yes, play around with the flavors. Like for mine, I was thinking about it, and I didn't have spinach because spinach is a nice one. It has flavor, but it's not like super overpowering. So I probably could have mixed it in with this. But right now I have arugula, which is delicious, and I love it. But it's kind of peppery, and I did not think it would go quite as well with what I'm creating right now. So I opted against it. But I challenge you, like if you have fresh mint or basil, like a basil strawberry situation, would be amazing. Even the arugula, if I had different fruits going in, that could be pretty good. So we're going to give it a whirl. It's going to get loud. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to see how it looks. And again, you can add in all sorts of different stuff. If you really want to add ice and make it nice and cold, you can do that. Okay. So I know you can't really see it, but ooh, smoothie. Now I'm going to try it. And since it's just me, I can drink right from the cup. Yep. It's enough that it has this like nice thick creamy texture without being so much that you're like, I can't drink it. So this one was seriously peanut butter, a bit of honey, half of a banana, about 3/4 cup of frozen blueberries. I added in some Greek yogurt, a bit of milk, and that was it. And I have a delicious, super tasty smoothie. I actually want another drink because it's real good. Yep, and peanut butter, yep. So it's really, really tasty. And I encourage you to try some different things. I, for one, really love cherries in my smoothie, but I want to see what you guys come up with. You don't have to use peanut butters. None of these things are absolutely necessary. You do need to make sure that you have some sort of liquid to keep things moving. So whether or not it's milk, or if you can't do dairy, you could do like an oat milk, a soy milk, almond milk, any of those, or some sort of a juice. You could do orange juice. You could do, again, it just depends on the flavor profile you want to accomplish, but make sure that you have a nice mixer. And again, adjust it depending on how many people are drinking it. If I had a big mixer and I made like a giant vat of it, but I was drinking it by myself, just be prepared. You might have to do some storing or sharing. But yeah, so make sure you have something liquid in there. If you don't plan on refrigerating it right away afterwards, consider either using a frozen fruit. You could even do frozen vegetables or some ice. Don't be afraid to add in some proteins. Don't be afraid to try some spices. I like cinnamon in mine a lot, but there's all sorts of them. You could do nutmegs. You could even try and make different flavors. Like, what if you tried to make a pumpkin pie smoothie, for example? Don't be afraid to try new things, because you never know. There might be something you're like, oh, I don't know. And you try it and you're like, I cannot believe I've never tried this before. So, yes, be brave, incorporate spices and fruits and try different combinations. Incorporate vegetables and herbs and different sort of proteins. It's a really tasty, really easy way to get a snack. It can be a great breakfast. So I highly encourage you to try. And then once you have a recipe you dig, and this is something you can work on together as a family, or for you older kids, you can do it by yourself as well. But once you know what your recipe is, please share it. Okay? You don't have to, do a video like this, but if you want to, please do and we'll share it. But send us the recipe, because I would like to try your smoothie and see what you came up with. Okay? So just include a list, and happy smoothies. Bye, guys.